Hello dear students, my name is Zhussubalina and I am a teacher of the Department of Modern Languages and Translation Studies. Let me present you a lecture on the discipline key concepts in translation studies. The theme of the lecture is symbolic words as a problem for translators. The plan of the lecture: understanding symbolic words. Second, emotional and historical connotations. Third, religious and mythological symbols. And number 4, challenges in translating symbolic words. Translation is not merely a mechanical substitution of words between languages. It is an appreciative act requiring deep understanding of cultural, historical, and linguistic nuances. One of the most challenging aspects of translation involves symbolic words, terms that carry deep cultural, historical, and emotional significance beyond their literal meanings. These words often evoke shared knowledge with the cultural community, making them difficult to render adequately in another language. This lecture explores the nature of symbolic words, their challenges in translation, and possible strategies for overcoming these difficulties, using examples from English, Russian, and Kazakh languages. Symbolic words often carry meanings beyond their literal definitions. They are words imbued with cultural, emotional, historical significance. Translating symbolic words can be challenging because their meaning are deeply rooted in the culture of the source language and may not have different direct equivalents in the target language. Understanding and accurately translating these words is crucial for preserving the original text nuances and intent. Understanding symbolic words. So cultural symbolism. Symbolic words often represent specific cultural concept or values. These words might evoke particular imagery or emotions that are unique to the culture they originate from. The nature of symbolic words. So symbolic words are lexical units that transcend their direct referential meanings and evoke particular connotations. So these words may include mythological and religious terms. Second, historical references. Third, national symbols and identity markers. Number 4, idiomatic and figurative expressions. And the last one is cultural metaphors. For example, eagle. Symbolic meaning of this word in American culture, the eagle symbolizes freedom, strength, often associated with the national identity. So the Russian translation, орел. Contextual translation, symbol свободы и силы. While орел, eagle, is the literal translation, understanding its symbolic significance requires additional context. For example, the word eagle can symbolize strength and freedom as in the USA, but in Kazakh culture, the eagle, burkut, represents hunting traditions and nomadic lifestyle. Emotional and historical connotations. Some symbolic words carry emotional weight and historical connotations that are not immediately apparent from their direct translation. Another example is Bastille. So Bastille is refers to the prison in Paris. It's symbolizing tyranny and French Revolution. So the Russian translation will be Бастилия. Contextual translation – символ революции, борьбы против тирании. So it symbolizes revolution and the fight against tyranny. Yes? The historical context adds depth to the translation. So religious and mythological symbols. Religious or mythological symbols often have meanings tied to specific beliefs or stories, which can be challenging to convey in another language. Another example is phoenix. So the symbolic meaning of it is a mythical bird that regenerates from its ashes, symbolizing rebirth and renewal. So the Russian translation is птица феникс. The direct translation may not convey the full symbolic meaning without additional explanations. So what challenges the translator can face while translating symbolic words. So the first one is cultural untranslatability. Many symbolic words have no direct equivalent in the target language because they are deeply rooted in the source culture. Another word is karma. So this word refers to the principle of cause and effect in Hindu and Buddhist tradition. So, and in Russian we translate it as karma. So the concept of karma might need explanation rather than a simple translation. The word red, or the color red. So this word historically symbolizes in Russian language beauty, for example, the red square, Красная площадь, revolution or danger, making its translation complex and depending on the context. Another challenge is loss of connotative meaning. So some symbolic words carry emotional or historical weight that is difficult to transfer into another language. For example, Uncle Sam. So in English, Uncle Sam symbolizes US government, but translating it into Russian or Kazakh as Дядя Сэм or Сэм Ага, Ага и Сэм does not evoke the same imagery or translation. Тройка, another example. So this was taken from Russian language, and in Russian it signifies a three-horse carriage, but also symbolizes governance. For example, Stalin's Troika chords, making its meaning highly contextual. So what kind of strategies does the translator have to follow during translating symbolic words? First is transliteration with explanation. This approach retains the original word while providing additional clarifications. For example, the word Allash can be transliterated as Allash, followed by a footnote explaining its historical and national significance in Kazakh history. Another strategy is descriptive translation. So this method replaces the symbolic words with a phrase that conveys its meaning. For example, недостач, it's symbolizing financial success, can be translated into Russian as все, к чему он прикасается, приносит прибыль. Everything he touches brings profit. So for from Kazakh language, we can take as an example Qazjibek, a legendary Kazakh figure symbolizing beauty and purity, may be described in English as Kazakh folklore, epitome of beauty and virtue. Another strategy for translating symbolic words is cultural substitution. So this method replaces the source language symbol with a culturally equivalent symbol in the target language. For example, Jack Frost, English folklore figure symbolizing winter, could be translated in Russian as Ded Moroz and into Kazakh as Ayazata. Russian example, Ivan Durak, Ivan the Fool, symbolizes folk wisdom, which could be substituted with a culturally appropriate figure like Simple Simon in English. Footnotes or annotations is another strategy. When no direct equivalent exists, translators can use footnotes to preserve meaning. For example, the kolbas is a Kazakh traditional musical instrument with shamanistic annotations. Instead of replacing it with violin or fiddle, a footnote can explain its significance. So translating symbolic words possess unique challenges due to their cultural, historical, and emotional significance, while literal translation often fails. Strategies such as transliteration, descriptive translation, cultural substitution, and footnotes help bridge the gap between languages. Understanding cultural backdrop of these words is crucial for translators to convey not just meaning but also the emotions, historical connotations, and cultural identity embedded in the original text. So, another strategy is to consult cultural experts when dealing with highly specialized or culturally rich symbolic words. Consulting with cultural experts can provide insight into accurate translation. And the last example is Wagyu. So So the Russian translation is Wagyu. So the symbolic meaning of this word, it means a type of high quality Japanese beef known for its marbling. So I hope my lecture was useful and informative for you. Thank you for your attention.